absolutely mortified, taken back, appalled, highly disturbed that everything now that's taking place, occurring currently in our world. Not only just the virus, but just a lot of other stuff that's going on. Recently, the police force, one of the police force workers killed an innocent man. Uh, it was an awful occurrence and situation. So I just a lot of things are just in turmoil right now. I believe me being as president, I would fix a lot of this stuff happening now, like as far as brutality and abusing power, as far as authorities and the police and the FBI. They need to crack down on this. They need to really just stomp their foot down and take action and do something about it because it's getting out of hand. Everything lately is getting out of hand. So promote me as president. Ultimately, I have the proper goals, the right outlook, and the great approach to take on and tackle all these feats and all these challenges. I could take a stab and a gander at it, but I think that belief that ultimately I would do a terrific and wonderful job taking on all these challenges as president. Because one of the things that I would do as president of the United States of America, I would reduce the amount of police forces in the United States, thereby eliminating prisons. We need to reduce and minimize the amount of prisons I believe uh, that are taking place right now. That are up and running. We don't really need that many, and we don't really need that big of a population in the prisons because ultimately what it's doing is it's destructing our justice, it's destructing our taxes, and it's causing more problems than it is good because ultimately there aren't as many crimes that have actually been committed that fit the bill, that fit the crime, that in other words they're doing the time that's spent should be less than what they're doing. And more often than not, the prisons are just exploding. They're building everywhere, and we don't really need that many prisons in our country, I believe. So I would take action and do something about that, and I would deplete that, and I would eliminate the need for prisons, at least as many as we have, and I would release a lot of the prisoners as well, because I don't believe that there's a reason that we need to have this many people locked up. I don't believe it. I believe our justice system is whack and it needs to be fixed. Our justice system needs to be fixed and revamped and restructured. Me as president, I would fit the bill and I would actually sign the bill too to see to it that it would actually take place and happen because I am about action. As a president, I would do this. As a president, I would promote well-being, exercise, and fitness. I would make exercise equipment more readily available in retail stores and outlets and malls, and so people can have better access to these tools and gizmos and devices so they can keep fit, stay fit, because that would reduce the amount of medicine and Medicare and Medicaid and health assistance. You wouldn't have to rely or depend on it as much as a person, and the society and the world would benefit from more fitness and exercise. Also, I would make sure that our farms are prepared and flourishing, that we can actually produce our crops that are fresh and supply the restaurants and the stores and everywhere else that needs our corn, our crops, and all of everything that grows from the ground, and keep our animals healthy and produce more meat. I love meat. I'm a meat eater, and I believe that people should eat meat. I believe that I support vegetarians, but I would also eliminate the need to have vegetarian-based products like in restaurants or fast food, such as fake meat at Burger King. I don't believe in that. I would get rid of same-sex marriages. I don't believe in that. Um, I would also fulfill the idea that we need more freedom as a people, as a country, as a nation. We need more freedom. Me being commander-in-chief, I would see to that. I would uphold people's rights and liberties. I would stand by the people, for the people, by the people, and I'm all about democracy, and I'm all about freedom, and I'm all about also being a Republican. I would, keep the taxes the same, steady out the taxes, keep them and remain them the same, because ultimately people need to work. So I would create, I would make it to where people can have more jobs and opportunity to work more, as far as especially foreign people crossing the border and such and such. This would take place. This would happen under my leadership, under my rulership. And when I say rulership, I don't mean a dictator. I mean I'm going to be president and commander in chief, and I'm going to be the man in office. So this is what it's going to be. And I will be a great listener, and I will take people's ideas seriously, and I will consider what to do with your ideas and whether or not to go ahead and proceed with your ideas or disregard your ideas. It's up to me to fulfill this as a president and my duty. I would also make sure that people would be less stressed. See to it that there would be less policies and less boundaries or less procedures that people would have to follow, because ultimately we're a free country. We shouldn't have to be oppressed, and we shouldn't have to be told what to do. We as a country, we as a people should have the freedom to choose and voice our opinion and do what we want to do, regardless of what it is. Now, of course, we need rules and laws and regulations and a set of standards, which I would implement, and I would see to it that if a person would cross the line, that there would be a penalty, or you'll have to face the price and be penalized, because I'm not saying people can just do anything and everything. You can't go out and kill people, but I'm saying within reason, within boundaries, a person should be able to do what they choose or want to do, because we have free will. This is our America, the land of the free, and that's what it should be. That's what it should represent. Me as a president, I will be the guideline, and I will fit the bill. Trust and believe that I have what it takes and the inner courage and the momentum to set the bar and really standards, and create a great country that it needs to be, that it was and it always will be. I salute all the patriotism and all the Americans that believe in America, that put us first. We need to be allies, or not allies, but we need to be courteous, and we need to be formal, and we need to be clean in our thoughts and our emotions and our approach and how we execute things as a country and as a people. And we need to be needy, and we need to be aware and perceive things properly. That's how I would focus, or what I would focus on, in order to be a leader and be a president and make way with other countries and try to implement and devise plans, establish rules and ways to fulfill what our country needs or what their country needs, so we can operate back and forth as a country. Because war isn't the answer, enemies aren't the answer, and ultimately the structure of this country comes down to freedom and America, because we stand by what we stand by. Me being a president would be a great thing, so please spread my word out there, throw my channel out there, make it go viral, whatever it takes to so I get out there and people will realize that me being president is the solution. Thanks again for watching. God bless America, and I'll be back again.